Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning, I'm going to talk about why a financial plan may be the most critical part of giving. So let's jump right into it. So most people walk through life with no plan, except putting one foot in front of the other. So I would encourage you to not be that person. Be resolute in building a financial plan for where your money will come from and what you plan to do with it. As part of the process in developing goals for a new year, I build a Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet, something very simple, in order to outline the larger purchases I plan to make. Now, for me, this may be a investment of some kind, but for you, it may be something else. Making sure that you make a plan for what purchase you plan to make, when you're going to make it, and what that purchase will produce will help you to be more intentional of making sure to direct the money that you make to the purpose you want to spend it on. So most of this focuses around a high-level look at what I want to accomplish for the new year to come. But before doing this, it's so important that you establish your why or your focus for that year. You may choose a word like home, maybe cash flow, maybe mentor or environment or something else that is descriptive for the overall theme of what you are aiming to accomplish in that year. Now, this simplifies the why for the goals that you are trying to accomplish, and I find it to be very helpful in ensuring that you are not going in too many directions. I know that happens to the best of us, and it's helpful to have that descriptive word of what you're aiming at. So you've heard the old adage of chasing two rabbits will lead to catching neither. So figure out what your descriptive word is and build in some key components of what it would look like to succeed based upon that theme. Now, if you've already established your vision, that is the big picture, but haven't narrowed down that focus of what you could focus on for the next year, think about what you would be doing to set up the right parameters to accomplish even more for future years to follow, because you had focus in the year to come. So what I mean by this is it's so important that you actually have a focus so that you can build forward momentum, so that you can allow that compounding effect to take root, and then years to come after that will benefit from that move you made to focus. As an example, your descriptive word may be environment. Now, we don't realize how important the environment is. Your environment. I'm not talking about rainforests and oceans and so on and so forth. I'm talking about your specific environment. No matter how you're wired, your environment can either propel you forward or it can hold you back. So being mindful of what your ideal environment would look like that would inspire you, that would calm you, provide you with the tools to succeed in the areas you want to succeed in life. But it's important for you to look at your physical space, your home office, room, or home otherwise, your geographical location from the neighborhood, town, and city you live in. Then also look at your climate. Do you live in a tropical climate or a dry climate? And actually just think about what is surrounding you. So let's try something. Look around at your physical space. Now, this could be your home office, this could be your room, this could be your home otherwise, but your physical space, your dwelling. Look at your geographical location, which is the neighborhood you live in, the town, the city, the state. Then also look at your climate, whether it be tropical, dry, or otherwise. Now, this may also include other aspects to your environment, like the feel, the furnishings, or the other components that make that space yours. But really thinking through your space and whether it inspires you is really important. So making sure that this word that you choose for the year will align with a greater vision that feeds that which you want to accomplish will be especially, important. So if your overarching vision is to be able to travel the world in the medical field and bring medical support to people and places most wouldn't venture to, you should break this into the impact you would like to have this year. Now, you may start on a smaller scale with your neighborhood, community, city, country, and then extend it to the abroad. But in many cases, the why is to make an impact on others. So in this case, how can you impact people specifically before impacting people generally with your medical skill set? So figuring out what that descriptive word would be for what you want to focus on this year that then can be expanded upon, and you can kind of get the flywheel turning. And of course, you determine how quickly you want to be able to provide medical support and supplies, or whatever the case may be, abroad. But it can be very helpful to figure out your contribution at a smaller scale and then build it up accordingly. Now, I think this will give you something you are continuously focused on, expanding upon, and growing into as you move along. This will create a positive feedback loop that shows progressive action toward the vision that you have for your life. And in the meantime, will ensure that you continue to give back in the way that you specifically want. So as I've mentioned before, you do not want to wait until you have fulfilled your vision to give back. You should be giving back along the way throughout your journey. And I say that because if you want to use that example of bringing support and supplies, in a medical, field to abroad to be able to have a greater impact, start where you're at today. Don't wait until you build up all the measures to be able to have an impact. You need to figure out, how can I have an impact today that then can grow. So my call to action today is to think about your descriptive word for the next year. Something that is specific enough that it will give you some focus, but not too specific that it will be short-lived. Now, ensure that this fits into your greater vision for your life. If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.